Hey guys, so I want to show you the easiest way I've ever experienced of practicing string crossing. Now this is the way I did it. This is how I first got into crossing strings. And the reason it's so easy is because we're not picking every note. So as I've said loads of times before, you can take like the hardest lick in the world and make it easy just by the way that you approach it. So I've got 4 licks, and with these we're going to work inside picking and we're going to work outside picking. Okay, so let's just take this lick for example. So we got the note B, C, D, E, F, G, so on the D string and the G string respectively. So how to make this easy, if I wanted to practice outside picking, instead of just starting on a downstroke, this is like this, which is usually the way it's taught. The easiest way of doing it is not to pick every note, so I'm only going to pick up to the point of which I cross the string, and then the last 2 are just going to be played with hammer-ons, okay? So you've got down, up, hammer, hammer. And with that, we can just keep cycling it, and we can get to start it on a downstroke every time, so we're always practicing the same motion. So. Right, and you can cycle that as many times as you want. The reason it's so effective is because we are concentrating everything on this point of we're getting that string crossing in, because that's the hard bit, right? And that is the easiest way to start practicing an outside picking string crossing motion. So let's take it the other way and practice inside picking, and the easiest way to do this is with a descending lick. Right, so what I'm going to do here is using the same notes, but we're starting the other way. Starting on the note of G, on the G string, and we're going to do this. So what I did there was I picked the first 4 notes, so I go down, up stroke on the D, pull off, which enables me to just cycle the whole thing again and again as many times as I want. And this just gives me the chance to focus all of my energy and attention on getting that string crossing feeling correct. So that feeling there. So I can really hone in and get that motion that I need without having to worry about picking every single note and then getting back to the beginning. Because what makes it hard is when you're picking every single note, that's quite a lot to concentrate on. And also, it's hard for you to concentrate on the actual crossing mechanic itself when you've got another 2 notes to follow afterwards, okay? So this is the easiest way of doing it. So again, we got both an outside motion and then an inside motion. Right, another popular lick that you've probably encountered before is this type of shape. Okay, now I'm going to use the B and the G strings for this. And these are the notes of A on the B string. Then we've got G, F, E. Okay. Now, depending whether you start this on an up or a downstroke, this could either be an inside lick or it could be an outside picking lick. But we're going to tackle both methods, alright? So if you want this to be an inside picking lick and you want to work that, what we're going to do again is pick some of the notes, but not all of them. So we would do it like this: down, up, hammer, hammer. And that gives you time to get this right, that feeling there, that string crossing motion, but without the added pressure of having to pick every single note and then tie it back together again. So this way you get to practice the string crossing motion, get a little bit of freedom by hammering on those last 2 notes, and then start again, so you can cycle it again as many times as you want. Now turning it around, if we wanted to turn this into an outside picking lick, it's a little bit trickier, I would say, because you've got to start on an upstroke. Same notes, but you would go like this: up, down, hammer, hammer. Now it's going to have a totally different feeling than the inside picking version. You might not get to the same sort of speeds on this, but it's very valuable for you to get used to outside picking. You know, when you isolate certain licks, you might find, like for example here with the outside picking lick, it's hard to get that to flow maybe as quickly as the inside one. But if you encountered that string crossing mechanic within the context of a lick, you would find it a lot easier. So some things, when you isolate them, can seem a little bit stark and weird, and in some cases a little bit more difficult because you're taking them out of the context of an entire string crossing run or something like that. But if you put them back in the context of a run, they'd be a lot more natural, okay? It's pretty much impossible to fail here. You cannot fail. The only way you could possibly fail is if you don't recognize a hand synchronization problem. So if you've got a hand synchronization problem, that would manifest itself just on one string before you even cross. So that would like turn up here. So if you don't recognize that you have a hand sync issue, that's the only thing that's really going to mess you up here and cause you problems. But if you do pay attention to what you're doing and you avoid a hand sync issue, if you can play okay on one string, then you're all set. This is all you've got to do. Just do it this way. Combine legato and picking, which is the easiest way of learning how to cross strings. The beauty of this is once you've gotten better at this, you can actually add in the other notes and then start picking them all if you want to. So you can go from to okay. Then you'll have an extra challenge of going from the last picked note to the first note of the next phrase, but that's, by then you'll be feeling a lot more comfortable with string crossing. Okay, so this is the way to do it. Like I said, you cannot fail unless you have a hand synchronization issue which you haven't realized that you've got. So I hope you guys found that useful. As always, if you're going to pick up your guitar and practice, go for it, know what you want and take no shit. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.